Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby, I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and today I'm going to give you another great workout you can do in your home. So we're going to use a tube or a band that's about chest height, a little bit heavier in strength if you have it. Some balance discs if you have them. If not, we can do them without balance discs. I'm just trying to up the balance challenge a little and show you how you can do that if you have them. A kettlebell, and then a little bit lighter band, and that is all you're going to need for today. So remember to come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. And today we're going to start with a row. So put your band or your tube about chest height here. We're going to stand and face the wall. I want your feet about shoulder width apart or so. Your hips back and your knees bent just a little. So this is an athletic stance where your core is tight, your hips are back, your knees are bent. So you're not standing with your knees locked and your hips kind of forward. So just an athletic stance, ready to move and ready to engage those muscles properly. Okay, so we're going to pull back, squeezing your shoulder blades. You want to think about driving your elbows towards the back of the room. This is an exercise we've done many times, but I really feel that this is a really important one to work on those postural muscles, work on your shoulders. Your biceps are getting some work here. These pulling activities are a really vital component to any exercise training program. Breathing. Now your core should be tight. So as you get here, you should feel your core engaging, really going slowly. 2 more. Now remember, you can make this more difficult by scooting back a little ways, or you can make it easier by scooting forward. You can also add extra bands to this to make it more difficult. Or, of course, you can make it easier by getting a lighter band as well. Okay, next we're going to grab a kettlebell or a heavier dumbbell, and we're going to do some kettle squats. So if you don't have a kettlebell, that's okay. Remember to always pick things up off the floor with good form. All right, so I'm going to be right here. I want your feet nice and wide. If you need to, you can even turn your toes out just a little bit. It's going to make it more of like a sumo squat, it's called. But whatever's most comfortable on your knees. So again, we're going to sit our hips back, bend our knees, keep your chest up nice and tall, drop that kettlebell right in between your feet. Like I said, if you don't have a kettlebell, you can just hold on to the ends of a dumbbell. 2, nice and tall. So remember, you're sitting those hips back like you're going to sit down into a chair. Your weight is in your heels. 3. You're having to contract your core here as well to keep your torso nice and tall. Keep breathing. 6. Now, if you can't go down all the way to the floor, that's fine. You can just go to here. Still the same form though. You're sticking your hips back, bending your knees, core tight. 3 more. Keep breathing. Keep that core nice and tight all the way through. 9 and 10. Okay, now remember when you go to set this down, also use that squat form so that you continue to protect your back. Okay, now we're going to do a reverse fly. I've got another band here, and this is where I'm going to incorporate my balance discs. If you have them. If you don't, you can stand on a pillow, you can stand on a Bosu, you can just stand like we talk about often, either a staggered stance or a tandem stance where your foot's right in front, or a single leg stance. I just like to add a balance challenge to these kind of smaller muscle groups that we're going to use. So if you do have balance discs and you want to try them, make sure you're near something sturdy so you can hang on if you do lose your balance. Now we're going to put this band straight out in front of you. I don't want your shoulders up though, so your shoulders stay down. We're going to squeeze straight back. So just like you're going to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Now, if this is hard, give yourself a little more slack here. If it's easy, start a little closer. Nice and slow, really squeeze those shoulder blades. Breathe. So we're getting a 2 shoulder blade kind of posture activities. This is the other way you can make this harder. So you can double up the band, and that's going to give you quite a bit more challenge. Let's do 2 more. 9. I might have miscounted. 10. All right, good. All right. If this is the first time you've ever tried, if you do have balance discs, do it next to something that is sturdy so you can hang on. Oftentimes too, I'll have people do it next to a wall or something so they can kind of touch the wall, get their balance, and then kind of get moving on their exercise. Okay, now we're going to lower down to the floor. You can see my sleeping doggy here. There's Baloo. On your hands and knees, and we're going to do, I'm going to move this over just a little, fire hydrants. So on your hands and knees, and your hands directly beneath your shoulders, your knees directly beneath your hips, and we're going to go out to the side like this. So the key here is to keep your back flat. Hi, are you taking a nap? And not lift up so high that you kind of reach over to the side like this. So it's a small movement. You're just engaging your glutes, keeping your core nice and tight so you can think about balancing a teacup on your back and not spilling it. 4, 5, 6, 7. So you should really be feeling it in that glute. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. 1, 2, 3, good. Keep that back flat, keep your core engaged, keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep breathing. 7, keep that teacup from spilling on your back. And I think that's 10. Okay, you can sit back in child's pose here to really stretch out those glutes after that exercise. Now we're going to lower to your back. We're going to flip over to your back. Make sure I'm still on camera here. Okay. I'm going to move you over just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to do a reverse abs. So what I want you to do is we're going to lie on your back with your back flat to the floor, hands next to your hips here. I want you to pick your feet up off the floor, and what we're going to do is we're going to pick your hips up off the floor. So instead of lifting this way, we're going to lift this way. 2, 3. Now you can also think about it, just like we say, lifting your shoulder blades up off the floor and your chest is going towards the ceiling. You want to think about taking your feet towards the ceiling, not going this way, but going up. 5, pushing your feet up towards the ceiling. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good. You may also feel that in your triceps a little bit. You might have to push into the floor a little with your arms, and that's okay. Okay, we have one more to do. We're going to stand back up and do another balance exercise. And so remember to stand up slowly so you don't get lightheaded. Make sure each stage when you are going to stand up that you are not feeling lightheaded. Okay, so the last exercise here, I want you to do next to something sturdy if you have something nearby. Get my ball out of the way here and my discs. Okay, so I'm going to have you stand on one foot and I want you to tap, but not actually tap the floor. So you're going to reach out towards the front and then reach out towards the back. So don't put your foot down, but you're reaching all the way forward as if you're going to tap something. You're pointing your toe and then you're reaching back. Now we're going to do this for 30 seconds. Again, if you want to challenge your balance more, you can stand on a balance pad. You can stand on one of your balance discs. You can look around the room. That's another way to challenge your balance. All right, switch legs. So if this is really challenging for you, you can find a spot with your eyes. Do this next to a kitchen counter or next to something sturdy here. Reach forward, reach back. So you don't necessarily need to be moving your torso. So your body should be staying upright. So I don't want you going forward and back like that. I want your body to stay stable, and you're just reaching with your leg. So this is also a hip stabilizer because that one leg that you're standing on is having to work hard to stay up stable. Remember to always make sure you're staying strong in that hip. If you find yourself kind of sagging into one hip like that, really focus on staying up and then maybe hang on to something so that you have a little bit of extra support for that hip. All right, good, that's it for today. So go ahead and repeat through those 1 to 2 more times. Add some cardio in between, like I always say, get your heart rate up, make it a good full workout, and then remember to stretch and cool down afterwards. All right, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time. Say bye-bye, Baloo. Bye-bye, Baloo.